TikTok, and the rest of our social media accounts in Touch It. So again, we welcome you here in the Gen Z show. So Jamie, how's your week so far? Your weekend first. Let's talk about your weekend.
Wow! Yes. Well, lahat tayo nakakaramdam ng init ngayon. It's so
Oh, yeah.
hot in the Philippines right now. Summer starting, and for my weekend, what I did is ano ba? Yeah, I'm doing my side hustle every weekend. So I
Wow.
sell bags. So yeah, it was still productive day for me. So I think that's about it. That's just my usual weekend activity. So how
Oh.
about
So you still work even during your weekends, right?
you?
Oh,
Yes.
well, for me, of course, my weekends again is reserved for my family. So as much as
Mm-hmm.
possible, every time it's a weekend, I don't set any meetings, any side hustles as well.
Mm-hmm.
For the reason that, I mean, for me, my been working, let's say, 5 days every week. No? So and most of kumbaga, we only have 7 days every week, diba? So the
Right.
5 days of that is allocated to work. The rest, of course, the remaining 2 days, as much as possible, my mentality should be spent more with my family, with my loved ones. So,
Right. Right.
yeah, so that's
Understandable.
ano naman, it's always a weekend bonding with the family, with the loved
Mhm.
ones. So this is something that really matters for me. Kumbaga, it's a form of recharging myself from
Right.
the hustling that have been that I have done for the rest of the week or the rest of the week. So yeah. So Jamie, well, I know I don't know if you've heard about this new. Well, it's somehow a new trend. No, it just started about November of 2022. Have you
Mm-hmm.
heard about Chat GPT?
Yes, definitely. I'm actually using that, Sir Floyd. It's
Oh,
helpful. Mm-hmm.
so how what do you think is Chat GPT? How does it work from your
Well,
end? What are the things that it has helped you?
yeah, ChatGPT is very helpful for me. I am a social media manager, and what I do is I do content creation, I do captions and all. And sometimes it takes a lot of time to really think about what to post, how or what kind of approach do you want to do. So ChatGPT is very useful because it provides a fast, and accurate service that can save time and money. And it
That's
can, process large amounts of data and provide customized responses, making it very convenient to use. Actually, kapag tinatamad ako to search on Google, I just search it in Chat GPT because all the answers that I want to see is in there already.
So it goes to say it's ChatGPT is like well you're in a vast ocean. So
Mm-hmm.
when you search in Google, for example, you're in an ocean, you get to have let's say you're searching for a fish. You'll have different options for of a fish, no, even different
Right.
types of fish, no. Now, when we're talking about ChatGPT, you're
Mm-hmm.
looking for a fish. It will give you accurate, specific information that you need to know.
Right.
So that's the difference.
Right.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
a human-like responses, but all of these responses are all made through an AI, an artificial intelligence. So kumbaga, that's the convenience. It is helping a lot of us, you as a social media manager, and the rest of those who have been using ChatGPT. You know what, Jamie? ChatGPT, this is one thing that we are also interested to talk about this upcoming event. So we'll be having an event this coming May 6th. That will be on a Saturday. That's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wherein we will have, we call this event Fast Conference. So that's get to know the future of work. So what makes the event interesting is that we'll highlight a lot of topics that are very valuable for an individual like well for all of us. For example, we're talking about ChatGPT a while ago, it is actually one of the topics that we'll be talking about. Wherein one of our speakers, which is Alan Ngoy, will be talking about this. And then we also have other speakers wherein they're going to talk about different topics. So we have topics, for example, we have let me just open my file. So we have a topic wherein we're going to talk about driving business growth through remote work and hybrid work setups. We'll also have topic on the impact of digital certifications on salary growth, exploring the relationship, and of course, we also have the main topic wherein we have we the name of this topic is thriving in the offshore industry, a company's resilience in the face in the face of adversity. So all of these topics, no, will be provided for free in our upcoming event this May 6th. That's on a Saturday from
Yes.
10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a live stream event, Jamie. So for those who are interested to learn more about this event, no, or if you're interested to be part of this event is provided for free, no, no other than by Tache, no. So we'll be the one to organize this event. Again, this event is for free. All you have to do is to register. You
Yes.
just have to go in our Facebook page. So just search Tache THE Careers. So search for Tachi Careers and you'll see all of the links now going to our fast conference. We also have the registration will is done through Eventbrite. But again, just to make things easier, just go to our Facebook page, search for Tachi Careers, and then you'll see there our announcement about the fast conference. Again, Jamie, this event's for free. No? So uh,
Yes. Mhm.
so if you're that person who want to know how for example, a topic like Chat GPT, can Chat GPT replace your job? No, so it's one thing that is create so much curiosity. Can it really replace our job? I mean, I'm not the expert to answer about this, so that's why we have someone who'll be talking about this subject matter. So just wait for it. If this event will happen this coming May 6th, that's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is a live event brought to you by Tache,
Excellent.
Tache Outsourcing. Okay, so we're ayun, Jamie. So well, other than that, I know Jamie. When it comes to career, no, we have a lot of fears. No, so I mean,
Right.
when it comes to, for example, we want to switch from one job to the other, one company to the other. There's a fear there. So let's talk about this. And I mean, it's one thing that can also help a lot of our communicants and also our followers and our Facebook page. So Jamie, yes, about fears. What's the first thing that you want to? I mean, what's the first thing that's interests you the most?
Right. Actually, just to let everyone know, fear is a natural emotion that can be helpful, but too much fear can stop us from taking risks and pursuing our dreams. So I think a lot of us, especially those who are watching us today, could what do you call it? Could relate to this topic. And
Mm.
in the context of career, fear can be a big problem that
Yeah,
keeps people from reaching their full potential. I'm guilty with that. There are so many opportunities I closed because I fear that I'm not that good enough. So in this discussion, we will talk about the most common fears that hold people back in their careers, how they can affect us, and give practical tips on how to overcome them. Whether you're new to your career or have been working for a while, understanding and facing your fears can help you achieve your goals and be more successful. So for ano ba, what do you think is the importance of identifying fears that hold people back in their careers?
okay. Well, the most important thing when it comes to identifying fears is, for me, it's uh, ano ba? Well, there are a lot of scenarios when it comes to when we're talking about career fears about our career. For example, you're after stability of work. No, so
Right.
not all of us we have that. When you say, di ba, not all of us that has that high standards when it comes to career growth. Some were actually before, no, I get to ask myself. There's there were colleagues of mine, way older than me, about 20 years older than me or 10 years
Mm-hmm.
older than me. So when I just started to work with my first company, so I get to think of them. how come they've been staying with one company for so many years and they're earning not that much, but
Mhm.
they're okay with staying with the same company. So I mean that's one of the thing that gave me so much curiosity. Parang for me, di ba when you're young, your mentality is that go in the go in the corporate world. When
Right.
once you're in the corporate world, you get to aim high. So what we're talking about aiming high is that you get to be promoted. Sometimes, di ba, we get to have that intuition that every year I should be promoted at least, or
Mhm.
maybe after 5 years I should have been a manager. After another 5 years, or let's say after 10 years, I should be promoted on a higher level, maybe a VP role or a director role, or a let's say I get to be promoted with a bigger responsibility wherein I get to handle a lot of people under me. But
Mhm.
when I encounter this colleagues of mine, no, parang doon ako nagtaka, parang how come they can stay with one company for a lot of years, for and sometimes I get to hear from them that they're very much willing to retire with the same company, so even though they're not earning that much, because for them it's there's really what they're after is the comfortability. So for them, it's the comfort, no. So speaking of comfort, no. So I think one of the things is that we have to learn to also learn to get out of our comfort zone. So I
Correct.
mean that's one thing that can hinder when it comes to career fears. Meaning if
Mhm.
you're after career growth, say, and you are you can't achieve that kind of promotion that you want to achieve in one specific company. You have to understand that such things happen. So the
Mhm.
only option is that you can maybe go for another company and let
Right.
that other company give that opportunity that you've been looking for. So sometimes we just have to learn to get out of our comfort zone. So I mean, Jamie, you also encountered these things, you know, when you were also you started to work, no? So there's a form of comfortability within that
Yes.
comfort
Mhm.
zone that it created fear. Now, what if I go? So what will happen to me? I'll get to know new people na naman.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I get to build already relationship with my colleagues, with my office mates, we became friends already, and then there will be new environment for me.
Mhm.
So it's one thing that I'm not ready to talk about, or I'm not ready to move from that part of comfort zone of my life. So, di ba, it happens. So, I mean, that's one thing. So, that's part of career fears for me, no? So, people who are afraid to get out of their comfort zone.
Right.
So,
I totally agree with you, Sir Floy. I think one of the most important things for us to identify fears, is because it can lead us to increase, as what you've mentioned, it can lead us to increase professional growth and development. Because
mm,
by identifying those fears, you can be more proactive in seeking
that's
out
right.
opportunities and taking calculated risks that can propel your careers moving forward. And also, I think it can also help us kasi recognize yung mga barriers that are preventing us to reaching the full potential that we have, especially in our chosen field. And I believe that understanding these root causes of fears, we can develop strategies to overcome them
Mm-hmm.
and pursue the career aspirations with with more confidence. So I think this is really important for us to identify yung mga fears na nag-hold back sa atin to grow.
Yeah.
Ayun.
So, other fears that you think can hold someone's career growth.
Um, at the surf Loy, very common, but at the same time, very hard to overcome. And I think this is applicable to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
The number one fear that I can think of is the fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the fear of failure is really a common fear, but it can stop people from achieving their career goals. And I've been there. People who have fear of failure often avoid challenges. They are more comfortable with their kung nasan man sila ngayon, and they don't want to look at new opportunities because they know na if there's another opportunity, of course there's another challenge, and that limits their potential for success. So
That's right.
this yeah, so this fear can also damage your self-confidence and
Yeah.
make you reluctant to take risks. So it people sorry, it change ano change yung mindset mo because of that fear, and it's really alarming, I guess. Well, as for me, it's quite alarming to have that kind of fear because, as mentioned, it destroys your self confidence, and you won't see your self worth, as an employee, as a professional, as a person, in general. So it's really hard to overcome that. But I hopefully, by discussing this, we can help people
Yeah.
to overcome this kind of fear.
Well,
Yeah.
what people don't know, or some people that what people don't know, some of them, is that failure is something that is common when it comes to career growth. So we're not
Right.
just talking about the corporate job, maybe also in running your own business. Failure is something that is very common. I mean, you need these failures in order for you to grow. So, di ba, there's also a saying that someone said, I forgot who said this, parang I never fail in one thing. It's either I win or I learn something.
Yes,
So
yes, right, right.
that's one thing that you have to think about, no. So when you get to fail on something, so for example, yeah, you get to fail on something, you get to address it that it's a form of a failure, yes, but
Mm-hmm.
it can be a failure in a way that it can also work for you at
Right.
how it can work for you as long as you learn something from that failure. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, there are processes that you weren't able to apply in your previous job or in the previous company, so that you think that it's a form of a failure.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you get to think of it and get to learn from that failure, next time that the same thing you get to encounter the same thing, you already know what to do. So
Right.
once you know what to do, it's one thing that you can say that yes, I somehow failed on that part of my career, but as long as I was able to correct myself, recognize that failure, I know what to do the next time that it gets to happen into my career itself. So I mean
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing that every individual should also understand that failure is something that is common. You have to live through it, uh,
Yes.
and
Inevitable. Mm-hmm.
diba? And don't dramatize so much about it.
Mm-hmm.
What you have to do is, again, recognize that it's a failure, address that it's a failure, and see how you can recover from that failure by correcting yourself. So once the same thing happened to you again, you know what to do. Diba?
Right,
So,
right. I totally agree, sir. So rather than dwelling on your failures, try to learn them. Try to learn from them. Ask yourself what went wrong and how you can improve it in the future. I think one thing then, Sir Floy, or tips that we can give to our viewers how to overcome the fear of failure. Again, we're not experts regarding this. Like, based on experience lang for me. I think one thing would be reframe your mindset.
mhm.
Instead of seeing failure as a negative outcome, try to view it as an opportunity for growth and learning. So you need to recognize that everyone makes mistakes, and failures are a natural part, as what Sir Floyd said. It's a natural part of the learning process. And I think you should also set achievable goals. Break down your larger goals into smaller ones, more manageable steps, because
That's
you
right.
need to celebrate each small success along the way. Kasi minsan, Sir Floyd, we don't see the progress that we have because we don't celebrate it, even the smallest one. So we
Mm.
just see ourselves as failures just because we didn't recognize kung ano yung mga nagagawa natin, kahit yung mga maliliit na bagay lang. So
That's right.
building your confidence and motivation to continue would really help you to overcome that kind of fear.
Oh,
Ayon.
that's right. So another thing that can be a form of fears when it comes a form of a fear in career growth can be being part of a certain office politics. I mean, for me, that's also one thing that we should also know, and we should also understand that there's a certain once you get to recognize office politics, you have to make sure that you're out of that circle because it will
Mm-hmm.
not make your day productive. I mean, yeah, office politics is one thing that is common. For me, this is also one thing that's very important. Um, I get to work with a lot of companies already, and every time that I get to recognize that there's a form of office politics, I tend to get away from
Yeah,
that.
it's toxic.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
from that. I mean that space because for me, it will not help me anything at all. So I mean, it's it's a form of mentality that you cannot maybe you can correct people, but it's somehow that kumbaga, it really happens. Sometimes you don't tend to be part of that office politics, but there is really office politics already. So
Mm-hmm.
if you get to see that there is office politics, try to get out away from it. So how to
Right.
get away from it? So of course, when people talks about someone behind their back, you try to get away from that circle. So if
Mm-hmm.
they tend to go near to you from time to time, you have to try to get away from those people. And if there's no choice but for you to leave, then you leave.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
the next question is, what if you really like the company that you're working with? You really love your job. You really like your boss because your boss became a mentor for you already. So what will you do? What do you think, Jamie? What should be the best thing that you should do? I mean, if
Well,
you
as for
feel that there's
well,
already
as
office
for
politics,
so far, is that if you really love your job and you are more in love with it than the people that's around you, I think you have to pick you pick the job. And since you have the boss na talagang tinitingala mo, I think you should, don't be afraid to seek support from them. They can offer new perspective and insights on how to overcome whatever you're trying to overcome and achieve your career goals. I think you don't need to worry about whatever kung sino man or whatever yung negative ba na nagsusurround sa paligid mo, and you need to focus on what matters most, which is your career development and your relationship with the people who gives you motivation and grit to really create a good job with whatever you're doing.
what if the boss is the one who is creating office politics?
I think I'm brave enough to say that to him or her,
Mhm.
really. Because it will affect your performance then kasi sir, especially if yung boss mo mismo yung cause ng office politics. So if you really care about the company, if you really care about the job and the team that you have, I think it's time for you to really step up and be the person to tell that boss. But if he or she didn't say anything about it, then that's the time na you should go
Yeah.
and
Well,
do.
I mean, for me, I mean, diba, we understand that, of course, when we're talking about your direct superior, it's hard for
Mm-hmm.
you to sometimes it's hard for you to tell directly the things that you think can help this individual grow, or it can help your work environment better. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's a venue how to do it, how to say it, not directly by not directly saying it. If especially if your company is a big company, what should be the venue for you to say this? For me, I think it should be through the regular evaluation of the company. For example, you get to be evaluated on a yearly basis. There are activities that happens wherein companies do yearly evaluation of their employees. So you try to say things that you want to say on a of course on a very professional manner. So that can be the best venue for you to say all of the things that you want to say, and it's up to the boss if the boss will listen with an open mind. I mean, if the boss is open to of criticism,
Mm.
so it's I mean it's already one thing that you it's already can be beyond your control. But I mean, that's the best venue. If you cannot say it directly to your boss, then
Right.
wait for the evaluation. So it happens, their company evaluation. So wait for the right moment. The right moment can be through that company evaluation, right? So yes, other fears, Jamie, that you think can stop someone. Um, ako, eto pa. There's another fear that I think should we should talk about. The fear of um, having that. I mean, it's connected to the first thing that I have talked about, the fear of um, somehow yung the stability of work. So that's also one thing that can stop someone's growth. So, for example, let's say your company gives all the benefits that you need. So you are a family person, and your company gives the health card benefits or the loans that you need or other form of benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow you're okay with that already, and you don't want to get out of that scenario or that venue. So that's one thing that can also stop someone's growth. So yeah, sometimes you just have to choose. I mean, if you cannot get all the things that you want, di ba? That's the reality of life. You really cannot get all the things that you want. When we were young, when we were kids, di ba? We tend to ask our parents, "Oh, I want that toy or whatever toy that you want." But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you cannot have all of them. So same with life, with the reality of life, So you cannot have all the things that you want, but you can have the best things that you can have as long as you know that you're ready to take that change that you need. I mean, that's one thing. If you want to achieve one thing, you want to, let's say you want to have higher pay, but your current company doesn't give you that pay that you need, the higher pay that you need, but you have all of those benefits, but you want to achieve that higher pay, you really just have to choose. That's one thing that you have to understand. You have to choose, get out of your comfort zone, because maybe, just maybe, all of the benefits that you think you're already comfortable with, the other company also offers the same thing. So,
Right.
di ba? So that's one thing that everyone should also think about, no? So the too much too much stability. So I mean, yeah, you cannot achieve all of those things, no. So, but you just have to learn. You just have to learn to choose. No? And
Yes, you always have the right to choose. So make sure that whatever you're choosing, it's good for you.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, so there's another fear that I can think of. I think this is also can be implemented or can resonate with everyone. This is the fear of success.
Mm-hmm.
So this fear can hold people back from the further growth in their career. People with this fear may unconsciously sabotage their own efforts or hesitate to take new challenges. They may also, this kind of people who has this fear, most of the time they doubt their abilities and believe their success is due to luck o parang kulang ako sa swerte.
Yeah.
Ganon. So to overcome this fear, people have to change their mindset. Again, celebrate your success, be kind enough na hindi lang sa luck nangyayari yung mga bagay na maganda sa ibang tao. You
Yeah.
have Sir Floyd, I firmly believe that luck happens when you work hard or you give effort to whatever you're doing. It's not just it happens. So you really need to work on that luck because I'm a more believer kasi ng blessings than luck. So I don't think luck happens to everyone, and you should not expect luck to happen to you any time of the day. You should work on that. So ayun. How do you have like tips or Floy on how to overcome that kind of yung fear of success?
Tips on how to overcome the fear of stopping you to become successful.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tips on stopping you on how to be successful. Um, how not to be successful. Well, I mean, it's there are a lot of things that we need to think about when we're talking about success. No?
Mm-hmm.
So success, let's define first. No, success. So what is success for you? Success for you by is to having that title, having that higher pay, having
Mm-hmm.
career growth. Is that the form of success for you, or maybe as a successful you for you is as simple as having a happy family,
Mm-hmm.
giving
There's
providing
different
for
types of
them,
success. Mhm.
diba?
Well, as
So
for me, sir, yung success for me would be the having the freedom of
mm,
time, freedom of doing everything that I want to do, freedom of freedom from debt, yung mga ganun, yung mga financial challenges.
mhm,
So
mhm, mhm.
I think
So
that's success for me.
but I mean, if you decide to follow that path, I mean, you cannot have again just what we mentioned earlier. You cannot have it all. You cannot have all the things that you
Right.
want. I mean, di ba, sometimes you get to see through other social media influencers. Oh, they're earning so much, and yet
Mm-hmm.
they travel on the things that they want to go, and at the same time they get to enjoy. And then at the end of the day, they still earning so much money. They get all you get to have all the fans that they want or all the numbers that they want to have when it comes to achieving those social media mileage. But for me, I mean, you have to understand that we all have a different definition of success. So, and you have to also understand that if you choose the success of having a good financial standing, you have to know that there are other parts of your life that you get to lose. For example, maybe there's a chance that you get to lose time with your friends because you'll be more busy working.
Mm-hmm.
Or it can be sometimes you can also get to lose time with your loved ones, with your family because you are busy grinding all day. Because you have to do it because for you that's the kind of success that you want to achieve. So, I mean, you cannot have all the things that you want. But the best thing for you to identify success is that you have to ask first yourself, no, what's success for you? So, for me,
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to ask me, for me, success is having a stable life with my family, with my loved ones, providing for them. At the end of the day, I get to bring them to whatever place that they want to go, give them a happy uh, a happy environment. Kumbaga, even though our let's say our home is not that big, for example, as long as we're happy together, for me that's a form of success already. So yeah, that's for me, no.
Mm-hmm.
So we all have our different definition of success. So you have to, and that's one thing that you have to understand. But if you want to achieve that success through career growth, through having a good or high paying job, then go for it if you want to go for it. But you have to understand that there are things that you also lose on the other side. So
Mhm.
you cannot have all the things that you want to
Yeah.
achieve. So I mean, sometimes it's just through the movies that you get to have all the things that you want. But in reality, hindi rin eh, no? It that
Yeah.
can you cannot have all the things that you want. Yeah.
Again, guys, take calculated risks. Don't be afraid to take on new challenges and opportunities that will lead to further success. Also, I think, Sir Floyd, we have to practice self compassion. Because sometimes we stop to do some things that we want because of fear. Because we recognize lang yung mistake as a failure. Parang we don't recognize na it's okay to make mistakes and that we have so many opportunities to learn and grow. So I think you should, practice that kind of self compassion back
Yes.
for
And then
yourself.
don't be too hard on yourself when it comes to
Yeah.
achieving growth. No, so
Mhm.
sometimes you get to put too much pressure on yourself, and you tend to compare your success, your progress, from your, let's say, from your colleagues or your, for example, your former classmates. Di ba? So when there are things like that, when we just get to, let's say, you get to graduate from college after 5 years, you get to think, am I more successful from my classmates? Sometimes I mean, you don't uh,
Right.
do comparison of your growth to other people's growth.
Mm-hmm.
The only challenge that you can do is that maybe, yeah, of course, if you want to challenge yourself, you can challenge yourself by all means. But we all have our different directions when it comes to the kind of growth that we want to achieve. So maybe sometimes you get to see, oh, my former classmate who used to be someone who is a not a high achiever at school, today is already a multi-millionaire. So sometimes you get to question yourself, how come he was able to achieve that? He was able to achieve that. I'm more intelligent than that person. How come she was able to achieve those things? No? So don't compare yourself with that with other people. You have to
You know what?
understand.
You know what, sir? Sometimes it really happens. It really
Mhm.
happens in real life. Like, I know someone, uh, who is like that, and it's kind of sad because it leads you to jealousy kasi eh. And it's not great. Like
And
you
then we can identify that as a form of fear. So the fear
exactly
of
exactly.
comparing your success from other people's success, di ba? We can identify that as a form of a fear. I mean, that's one thing that adds up more pressure to yourself. So
Correct.
sometimes you tend to also to compare yourself, even your pay. Hey, how come my pay is not that high? That my classmate, former
Mhm.
classmate, is today is earning so much money. But for me, even though when I was in college, I tried to follow the right track. I did not cheat at all in exams or whatever. But today, I'm earning minimum wage. So
Right.
come on, sometimes that happens. So what you should do? I mean, don't compare yourself. Maybe what you can do is like you can ask your classmate how you're able to do it, how you're able to achieve it. You try to be mentored by other people. That's another thing that you can do. And then just don't stick in one form of source of income. That's another way for you to do that. I mean, if you want to follow that path, you want to earn so much money, and then of course you cannot earn so much money if you're just earning minimum wage from one company alone. Maybe what you have to do is you have to grind more. You have to get more sidelines. You have to do a lot more of side hustling in order for you to achieve that kind of success that you want to achieve. So
Yes, and I think, Sir Floyd, comparing yourself to others is kind of unfair because you don't know kasi what challenges they have faced or what
yeah,
advantages they have had. And I think instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own journey and personal growth. And
yeah,
ako kasi I'm a huge fan of celebrating your accomplishments no matter how small and set achievable goals for yourself. So to all our viewers right now, remember, everyone has their own unique path in life and success looks
yeah,
different for everyone. So instead of getting jealous on anyone, focus on your own journey and trust the process. And
Yeah.
try yung mga sinabi ni Sir Floy na yung mga other sideline jobs and all that. Oh, hi Camille. Yes, you can ask questions if you want. By the way, hello to our
Hello.
220 viewers in Kumu.
Wow, we have 200 plus viewers in KUMU in our Facebook page.
Yes.
Hello to all of you. Sorry, hindi namin nababasa yung mga messages. So, but yes, you can ask your questions in our show. Just key in.
Yes.
We're until 6 p.m. today. So, if you have any questions about your career growth, this can be the venue for you kumbaga to tell or maybe have someone to talk with. No? So we can discuss about all of the things that you want to discuss about your career, your job. That's the concept of the show. No, so we're here to help everyone who needs uplifting, motivation, maybe, and at the same time, learnings. Those are the things that we have prepared for all of you in our show, in the Gen Z show. So yes, feel free to ask. No, so
Yes. Ito naman, Sir Flo, I would like to raise this fear because ito apparently is one of the fears na, hina, na nararamdaman, especially ng mga um, job seekers right now,
okay,
which is the fear of rejection.
fear of rejection. Oh,
Yes. So
that's a very interesting fear. Yes.
yeah, so this fear can prevent people from taking risks or pursuing new opportunities that may result in rejection or criticism. So,
Yes.
people who fear rejection may lack of self-confidence and second guess their decision. So, how do you overcome this kind of fears, or have you had like this kind of fear? Because I've done this before, like I've experienced this before. It's not good. It's not good kasi hindi ka nagiging productive. Parang iniisip mo sa sarili mo na, i-reject naman din ako eh. So,
Yeah.
bakit ako take ng effort? So,
Well,
I've been there. So, how do you overcome this kind of fear, Sir Floyd?
for me, personally, I do think that as a salesperson at the same time, no. So other than I'm a
Yes.
marketer,
Oh,
so
mhm.
as a salesperson, every salesperson should know that rejection should be one thing that is common in the industry, or at the same in the corporate world. That's one thing that is very common. Ako personally, I eat rejections for breakfast. So you have to. So before ganun talaga yung mentality ko. I used to sell condominium units. So imagine during today when you get to sell condominium units, the payment is very flexible. You can make a down payment for your condominium for as low as sometimes
Very flexible. You can
for around
pick it
5%,
up.
10%. Uh, Sometimes there are even flexible payments wherein the down payment, the 5% down payment is they have this 12 months installment plan for you. I mean,
Oh
all the
no.
things, all the advantages when it comes to buying a property. But before, 10 years ago
Mm-hmm.
or so, hindi ganun yung flexibility when it comes to selling condominium units. Um, I used to sell condominiums in Fort Bonifacio. A unit will cost you at least around minimum of 5 million pesos. For a 5 million peso condo unit, the down payment's at least around 10% of that. So that's 500,000. And not all people have that 500,000 pesos in their bank account willing to
Right.
shell out one right away. So I mean that's part of it. So I mean I get the use of rejection. I get to encounter. There are times wherein we get to hand out flyers to the people that were eyeing for us to sell our condominium property. Um, so a lot of times I get to be rejected, and a lot of times I get to be looked at from head to feet, no? So as in ganun yung mga encounter. I mean, it helped me to become better in what I do. So rejection is one thing common when it comes to not just in sales but in career growth. So, for example, you have fears of being rejected in that ideal company that you want to be interviewed with, and when if you get to be rejected, that's fine, no? So again, what you need to know is that you have to check what made them decide to reject you. What are the things
Mhm.
that you have answered when it comes to the interview questions that made you to be rejected by them? So that the next time that you get to encounter the same questions, you already know how to answer all of those questions. So same thing when, let's say, you're eyeing for that promotion, career promotion, job promotion. You have fear of being rejected. Sometimes you're afraid to tell your boss, is there a chance for you to be promoted? And sometimes you just have to act on it. Di ba may mga ganun na tao na, oh, they will
Mhm.
just try to act on it, or they will just try to show their boss that they are, kumbaga, they're worthy to be promoted. But
Right.
sometimes, yes, it works. But sometimes the other way for your boss to recognize all of your efforts is maybe to voice out all of the things that you want to say. Maybe you can ask boss, if I get to achieve all of the tasks that you want to achieve within, for me, within a month, a quarter, a year, will there be a chance that you'll also get to promote me? Or is this the kind of career path that you want me to do? I mean, if I get to overcome all of these tasks, no, will there be a chance that I get to be promoted? Sometimes you just have to voice out, tell your boss as well directly, because that's the best thing, no. I mean, if you get to be rejected, well, yeah, you get to be rejected. I mean, if hindi siya in-encounter ng boss mo, then that's fine. But the good thing is that if you get to to ask all of these questions and your boss get to give you the right answers that you need to know in order for you to achieve that kind of promotion that you want to achieve, di ba mas
Mhm.
masarap sa pakiramdam? The next time that you want to be promoted, or the time that you want to achieve all the achievements that you want to get from your company, you already know what to do because your boss already told you. Because you first asked for all of those things, no? So sometimes you just have to voice out. No, that's one thing. No, so rejection is very common. It's also like failures. No, it's
Mhm.
also like failing on one thing. No, so remember that you don't get to fail in one thing. The
Mhm.
important is that it's either you win or
Mhm.
you learn something from that failure. Yeah,
Yeah, so to all our viewers, please don't let your fear hold you back, even if you're afraid of rejection. Still, take a chance and pursue opportunities that can help you succeed. And as
yeah,
what Sir Floyd said, instead of seeing rejection as a failure, look at it as a way to learn and grow.
that's right. Diba? What else? What are the other? We only have 6 minutes pala remaining. Napasarap yung discussion natin. But we want to let everyone know that, hey, our show, the Gen Z show by Tache, we do this every Monday. No? So for those who are just new in our show, welcome to our show. You can join us every Monday. That's from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. In case that you want more, bitin ka pa, no, you can watch all of our past episodes in our Facebook page. Just go to Tache Careers. So that's TAHCHE. So careers. So just search for us. And then we will also be having our own event. No? So for those who are keen to know the future of work, we'll be having our event this coming May 6th. That will be we call this event Fast Conference or FastCon. So we're going to talk about our theme for this event is called the Get to Know the Future of Work. So why is it
Mm.
Get to Know the Future of Work? Because there are a lot of things that we need to understand when it comes to our job. I mean that, for example, advancement of technology. There are things like Chat GPT that is starting to revolutionize our job, no, to revolutionize how can chat GPT or a technology, an AI, can help things faster for you through an AI. So there are also other topics that we're going to discuss, like about topics on hybrid and work from
Mhm.
home setup, which can work more or better for you. We also have a topic on how digital certifications can help you achieve career growth. And of course, we also have another, the last topic for this event, wherein this company will be able to the person who will be talking about this topic will talk about this company, how his company was able to thrive through the hardships of time from um, failures at the same time from the challenges of what the pandemic have caused and today becoming a multi-million dollar valued company, no? So how you'll know all of this through our upcoming event that will be the fast conference. So fast conference will happen this May 6th. That will be from
Yes.
10 a.m. sorry to 4 p.m.
Or,
Just go to our Facebook page to know more about this event. Yes. What else, Jamie?
all right. So, well, what? How many times do we have? We have 3 minutes. As much as we want to enumerate all the fears, maybe Sir Floy, you can give some advice
Okay.
on how to really or maybe encouragement on how they should overcome these fears.
Okay, so I mean, when it comes to fears, that is very common when it comes to career growth. We have to understand that a lot of things can stop us from achieving all the goals that we want to achieve in life. No? So now, when you get to encounter all of these fears, you have to just address these fears and try to make a solution on all of from all of these fears that you have. So whether it's through fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of having not having a stable benefits from the company. There are a lot of fears that you will encounter. No, so again, the important is you get to address all of these fears, and then yeah, sometimes yes, comfort zone is one thing that we have to understand that we have to recognize that sometimes we get to be too much comfortable within our comfort zone, no? So maybe it's about time that you get to explore other options that you have. So sometimes you just have to try it, no? Because you'll never know until you try it, no? So I mean, for example, you want to be promoted, then you have to voice out what you need to voice out to your boss in order for you to be promoted. Because maybe sometimes you get to see how come my boss doesn't recognize all of my efforts, no? So sometimes it will not just be through actions. Sometimes you just have to tell it directly, no?
Yes.
So and of course other things. So there are a lot of things that can stop you from being or achieving the career growth that you want to achieve. You know? But again, at the end of the day, it's still you that will choose if you want to be successful in the career that you have chosen. You know? So you just have to understand that all of those problems, no one will resolve those problems but you. So yeah, you just
Yes.
have to make sure that, I mean, pag minsan kailangan mo lang talagang tanggapin na ikaw lang talaga yung makakasolve
Yeah,
lahat.
that's true.
Even though
That's
how
true.
hard things can be.
And yes, that's true. And you need to also it's a reminder as well that you are stronger than your fear. Fear can be paralyzing, but remember that you have the strength, you have the choice within you to overcome it. Believe in yourself and your ability to conquer your fears. So the more you avoid your fears, kasi, the more they will control you, not the other way around. So face them head on, take small steps, and then with the time you will find that they will no longer have power on you. So yeah, that's our topic for
Alright.
this week.
That's our topic for today. Thank you so much for joining us once again in our show. That's the Gen Z show. Our episode for today is career fears that can hinder growth. We have almost 300 viewers today in our KUMU, in our Facebook page, or more than 300 viewers. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week in our show. Once again, this is the Gen Z show. My name is Floyd. Together with Miss Jamie. See you next Monday. That will be 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Bye, communicants.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
friends. Thank you. Bye.
And okay na po.
And thank you, guys.
Thank
Salamat.
you.
Thank you, Jamie.
Bye.
Jen. Bye.